Hi, it's Candy. Here I am at 27 weeks and I am in my third trimester. Woo! Yeah. I feel so happy to be here. I think it was, I think pregnancy is really funny because I spent so much of my time thinking about getting pregnant and, my age factor and this and that. And I'm kind of blown away by how precarious the whole pregnancy feels. I mean, you get through the first trimester and you feel a lot better. I really do think that. And you feel a lot more secure in the pregnancy. And then you get to a point where you start showing and you feel a lot more secure in your pregnancy, and that's great. And then, but you just always you get to a point of where viability, where the child would be viable outside the womb and would have a very good chance of surviving, which I think starts at 24 weeks and it's at 27 weeks is certainly brought into a new, even more intense place. So when you go through all that, you kind of just, every milestone is so important. So when you get to your third trimester, you just feel like you've accomplished something. You don't, it's not just you get pregnant and then you wait for the birth. It's very much like, at least for me, and I think for a lot of people, I've talked to, it can be kind of a scary time. There's a lot going on. But things are good. I'm very happy to be 27 weeks. I'm very happy to be in my third trimester. A lot of cool stuff is coming up. Thursday, my husband and I start our childbirth classes, which will be starting June 7th and going until July 26th. And we're going to have, I think, 4 classes. We're going to pay once a week, pay attention to labor and delivery. So 4 classes, relaxation, breathing. I'll try to let you guys know what else they talk about in those classes because I don't know what it is specifically, but very, very excited. And then we have my birthday on Friday. I'm turning 35, which is crazy. It blows my mind, but I'll be 35 and it's a great time to turn 35. I feel really happy. I feel like I'm accomplishing my goals and my dreams and happiness, and more so than at 25, certainly. So it's a good thing. But it's a big adjustment. As I was saying before, those first classes, the first 4 are labor and delivery. Then there's 2 focused on child rearing, just, taking care of a newborn. And then the last 2 are breastfeeding. And they're each, I think, 2.5 hours long or something like that. So they're pretty intensive, and I think it should be pretty good for us. Especially, my husband hasn't read a lot of the pregnancy books, and, it's a whole new thing for him and for both of us, but particularly for him, I think it'll be good to get in there, and there'll be other couples there. So that's very exciting. We're not sure what we're doing for my birthday yet. We might go away this weekend, maybe go to the beach or go to a room. I kind of want to go to a room with a swimming pool or something, like a warm swimming pool. I'm really longing to feel weightless because I have had another growth spurt. The baby is just he's kind of poking out more around here and really showing himself. There's something that I think I didn't realize and people don't realize until they get pregnant about the pregnant body, is that everybody's size is a little bit different and everybody's baby is a little bit, differently situated in there. And there are a lot of things that people say that they mean well, but they're not great things to say. For example, my neighbor, who is a very nice man, one of the nice, just crazy but nice. But every time he sees me, feels it's necessary to tell me that he can't believe that I have 3 more months to go with the baby, that I'm huge, which is something that I used to say to people when they were pregnant. So I feel, I don't feel like an idiot if you've done these things, because I've done them too. But I mean, we are idiots for doing these things, but we don't know any better. And he also likes to tell me how he was an 11-pound baby and how I'm probably having a big baby. And a lot of people say you're probably having a really big baby, and that's not necessarily true, actually. A lot of people show early and have perfectly healthy, normal 7-8-pound babies. There's no guarantee that I will have a big baby, and there's no guarantee if you're small that you won't have a big baby. I have a friend who had a 9-pound and change baby, and she was, very, very healthy and diligent throughout her pregnancy and didn't gain a lot of weight. In fact, she lost some weight at first. And I have friends who, it's just all across the board. There was a woman on one of my pregnancy boards who got very tremendously big, and she had to be induced a little early, it's true, but her baby was only like 7 pounds plus or something like that, and she had some blood pressure issues. So there are just a lot of things that I think people need to realize aren't necessarily a science. You should eat healthy during pregnancy, and I really try to, especially nutrient wise. But in general, you should try not to overeat. You should try not to gain too much weight, because that is can be very damaging to a pregnancy. But at the same time, we're all going to grow differently. We're all going to get bloat. For me, it's like my arms grew, and my hips and thighs grew a tremendous amount. Luckily, my feet and ankles I haven't gotten the crazy cankles or anything like that. But I've grown a lot, and it's been hard for me to kind of deal with some of those comments, especially since last year at my wedding, I was probably too thin. I was a twig, but now I feel I'm a bigger, I feel like I'm on the medium to bigger side of a regular, normal pregnant woman, like a person who wasn't overweight before. So for me, that's definitely been a bit of a challenge. And I did put on some weight before I got pregnant, mostly because I wanted to help my fertility, and I went off the pill, and that can have an effect. But I'm very determined to get my figure back and get in shape, but I want to do it in a healthy way, in a slow way. And I really just, I really want to feel good about my pregnant body as much as I do feel kind of like a house, especially now. And I do have friends who are a lot smaller than me at 27 weeks, and I know people who are bigger than me at 27 weeks, and my size, so there. Actually, my husband and I saw someone at the video rental store that was clearly a lot more pregnant than me, and I think he finally got it, that there's a long way to go. Like, people see this belly, and they see all this, and they're like, oh, wow, but they don't realize that there's like bullet bellies that I'll see in my prenatal class, and just crazy, you just can grow so much, and so much can happen, and not necessarily with a big baby, like I said. So stop scaring us. Stop scaring pregnant women and making them feel bad about their bodies. Make them feel good, because we're crazy, and we'll sit on you. Anyway, that's something to address. What else is going on? Yeah, the pregnancy, like I said, is progressing wonderfully. Yesterday, I think it was because I was so active. Like, we redid the bedroom a little bit because we're trying to get his nursery ready, which I'm so excited for. And I have a virtual baby shower coming up. I'm going to be Skyped into my mother-in-law and some friends on that side of the family on June 17th. And then I have my mother-in-law coming into town, and I'm sure we'll probably do some shopping together as well, looking for things for the baby. But we're really getting in that mode, and I think as a result of just being so active yesterday, I didn't notice as much movement. Still notice movement every day, but I didn't notice as much, so I got a little nervous. But today he's been moving a lot again, and I think he probably was yesterday too. I was just much more active than I normally am, and not able to stop and really pay attention. But kick counts start. For some start them sooner, but particularly at 27 weeks at the third trimester, they say start doing your kick counts. That's 90 days today. That's another big thing. Because I'm 27 weeks and 1 day is specifically what I am today. And that means 90 days until his due date. Now, he might hang out for a bit, so it might be, 100 days or so, or he could come a little early, so it could be 80 days. So we just don't know. But either way, as long as he's healthy and